Hey harmonizers, what are you looking at? You're looking at some drones, and that's because we're going to do some more training of Pumpkin to get ready for the TV show that she's filming. So let's take a look at Pumpkin with some drone training. So here you can see the drone is really far in the distance. It's way out in the back there. You can see it. It's a tiny little black dot basically. And Pumpkin notices it, like you can see her trying to look at it to the side. It's pretty noisy and it's already a really windy day that has everybody all kind of up. And you can see she's a little bit reactive there. She's aware of what's going on. Here you can see it's a little bit closer. It's going to come close to me now and you can hear how noisy it is. And you can see Pumpkin's doing a pretty good job. Franny is basically keeping Pumpkin focused on different tasks. I think one of the things that people do that make horses more spooky is they kind of look at it with their horse and it's like, oh, like, are you going to be upset by that? And that can cause the horse to become more reactive. Whereas we just kind of keep Pumpkin busy a little bit and thinking about different things. It's like, yeah, we notice that there's a big giant flying thing that looks and sounds like it could be a giant bug or something like that, but we're not worried about it, and neither should you. And you can see as we get going in the training now, the drone is coming a lot faster, it's coming a lot closer. And there were two drones. This is the baby drone that we started off with, and it's getting closer and closer. And we did some tests where we had it really close to her in front of her and then zipping off away. And she sees it, but she's definitely not super upset by it. She definitely got lots of cookies during this session as well. And practiced like going really close to her, following behind her, anything that we might need in the movie set. And then we pulled out the big drone. And so the big drone is about 4 feet wide and spread. It's significantly louder. And we basically did kind of the same thing. And then after we tested out all the ground stuff, you'll see Franny gets on Pumpkin in a little bit too, so you can see what she's doing. But you can see Franny is just keeping Pumpkin busy. You know, there's a giant noisy thing in the air, but who really cares? She's just keeping Pumpkin focused on what she wants Pumpkin to do. And that just helps Pumpkin not really focus on the other stuff that's going on. Really helps with getting them paying attention to you and not getting in a position where they're upset by anything. So here I'm gonna let you guys hear how loud this big one is. And it's a really windy day, so you're hearing some wind noise as well. And it was a kind of borderline windy for being too windy to do the drones, but pretty heavy duty drones, so we were able to kind of get that accomplished. And I always like to over prepare my horses, so we started with it pretty far away, and then I had him bring it pretty low and pretty close to Pumpkin. He said for the actual filming that we're going to do, it probably wouldn't get any closer than about 30 feet to where Pumpkin was, and we would have a variety of shots, maybe following behind her, maybe kind of passing in front of her. A lot of the times it will be somebody behind, or the drone behind the horse, because it will be a stunt rider that's doing the stunt riding, and then so you don't really want to see the actor's face because it will be not the actor. So that can be more upsetting for horses for sure. And then we wanted to test out, okay, if we bring the energy up and we ask Pumpkin to do a little loping around and whatnot, you know, would she go crazy, and would this, you know, freedom spark her to be more wild or something like that? And no, we're not really seeing Pumpkin be any more wild or anything like that. She had a little cross canter there to start with, and then goes into a good little canter. We don't see her getting upset or anything like this. And for me, this is all just setting it up for success. And you don't have to do groundwork first. Like we could have started with riding, and who knows, it probably would have been just fine. But why put Franny in that risky situation? Why not just do some things on the ground, make sure everything's all right, and then that way both Pumpkin and Franny can have the confidence. And then same thing here with testing out the little bit of canter. We're just kind of seeing, is she triggered when the emotions get higher? So I call this emotional control, which is the ability to handle their emotions and their energy as things are kind of changing like this. And so Pumpkin doesn't even like really look at the drone at all. She's a little bit cross-country and kind of going out to the side of the circle and whatnot, but that's more just because she's not focusing on the circle and her feet and where she's going, rather than like you don't see any fear associated with the drone. So there, Franny lets her kind of collect her thoughts and then get the correct lead there. And when Pumpkin came in, she was a little bit agitated already because I had brought her in a little bit earlier in the morning so that way she would be in and ready for the drone shoot, because I didn't want to be late for that. And so she was a little bit pissed off already because she was kind of thinking like, hey, why am I not on the grass with my friends? I'm just kind of in one of the outdoor stalls. I did give her hay and water and everything, so she had a good setup, but she thought it was unfair. So she was already a little bit kind of peeved when she came in a little bit. And I told her that she would get lots of cookies though, and we would make it up to her. And then she came out to do the work and whatnot, and we started with the groundwork. And then of course it got really windy and everybody was all kind of fired up. And when the drone first went off, you couldn't really see it in the background, but all the horses that were kind of near the outdoor riding ring all kind of pieced out and ran away. So that didn't help the situation either. But really, when you watch her go around, like she's looking really good. She's focusing on Franny. Her pace is staying pretty consistent. And this was just a great opportunity. I'm really happy that the production company valued this prep work. Even though Pumpkin seemed to figure it out pretty quickly, it was great to have that opportunity to be able to do that. I've definitely never had the opportunity to kind of train on things ahead of time the same way that I have for this shoot when I've done different movies and commercials and things in the past. Often we don't know the scenes we're going to do until we get there. And so you just have to hope that the training that you've put into your horse is enough for that, for those scenes. Like they'll tell you, okay, we're going to need a lay down scene, or we're going to need your horse to rear or something like that. But you don't always get to know the specifics or the details, and definitely never something like this where we get the drone in advance to practice. So that's pretty cool. Very, very awesome that they were willing to spend an extra day to bring the drone out to us and have the guys come out and do that with us. Was pretty awesome. So we're really, really excited about the TV shoot coming up. I won't be able to share footage of the actual filming set, I don't think, because everything's pretty lock and key. I'm not even able to share the name of the show that we're filming for, but I think once it comes out and everything, I'll be able to share more information, or I'm going to double check on things. I might be able to film some stuff, and then I might just not be able to release it until after the shows come out, so I'll double check on that. So it's definitely one of the biggest productions that we've worked on in terms of kind of the profile of the show, which is pretty exciting. Just kind of a different setup. The show actually has a code name on the emails and stuff like that, so that way people aren't disclosing what it actually is. So it's kind of cool, kind of different. So here you can see little Miss Pumpkin totally rocking it. We're practicing different things. We're practicing the straight lines. She did some of the canterloping circles. Here the drone is following her pretty closely, kind of practicing that piece where it might be following and be behind her and going kind of slow and creepy like that. And Pumpkin's like, yeah, whatever, if I'm getting my cookies, I don't really care. So that was really fantastic. Really good to see how well she handled all of this stuff. She really is like an absolute sweetie, and one of the crew members basically said, or that, she's totally not your typical chestnut mare. She really is a total gem. So we had lots of fun with it. We're pretty excited to do the filming for the TV show, and you guys can let us know what you think of Miss Pumpkin training for production. Thanks for watching, guys.